Hey guys, so today it sounds like it's about to start thunderstorming, but before it does, I'm going to be working on the filter here. Now, it didn't really clear up very much when I did a big water change, and it's still very dark green, and I can't really do anything about that right now. I don't know exactly the problem. I'm sure there's an imbalance of something, and that's why it's green, but I don't know what, and it doesn't seem to be harming anything except the vision of the bottom. So today I'm going to be focusing on a different problem, which is more like particles in the water, which, maybe, that may be a part of why it's hard to see in it. There's three types of filtration. We obviously have biological filtration taken care of, which is like beneficial bacteria, and there's all different kinds of surfaces in there, that thing's filled with rocks, We have that taken care of, and we have chemical filtration taken care of, I believe, by the plants, if I'm right about that. And I took a bunch of plants that are like weeds in my greenhouse and just stuck them in here, and they're growing really well in there, so that's a good thing because they're just growing super well. And then there is mechanical filtration, which is like taking particles out of the water. Now, I watched a video by the King of DIY, and he said to use this stuff, which is polyfilter, I think. And it's basically like this, except it's way cheaper, and it's basically just to take particles out of the water, out of your water. And right now I just have a bunch of those in the bottom, but I'm going to be stacking like probably 3 layers of that in the bottom of here, and that should help with taking stuff out of the water. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. So first I'm going to be dumping out the filter and getting out all those things. Okay, so I have to squeeze back here because we changed the way the pallets are around this, so it's kind of hard to get back here, but let's see if I can really dangerously figure it out. It shouldn't be too much of a problem though. And then I'm going to be taking out the water tube, and letting this drain for a second. Okay, I'm going to take the filter and get it over here. So I'm just going to set it here, and then I'll pick it up. I got to get out of here, which I'm now finding out isn't a very easy thing to do. And now I'm getting up, pick it up, and take out this plant pot dealy. And I'm just gonna set that here. Make sure this gets in there as well. And then this is some of the stuff that's been sitting in here because I cut too much for a different filter. So now I'm just gonna be dumping out into here. And then I'm gonna go get the hose, rinse all this stuff off, but I don't need these anymore since I'm going to be using this new other filtration. So I rinsed everything out, then I went and cut the sponge, then I put the rocks back in first, and then put sponge on top of that. It's a tight fit, but I made it back there, and then I am situating all the plants and everything, so it is all good. And now I am adding some Spanish moss, which I had in a bag from North Carolina. That stuff that I'm hanging around is Spanish moss. We got some when my parents went down to North Carolina. They picked me some up and brought it back here, and I was thinking of like hanging it around this area just to kind of make it look cool. I have no idea if it's alive. If it isn't, then I'll just, like chuck it or whatever. I'm colorblind, so it could be like brown and dead. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not sure. But I believe it's green. I think it's still alive, but it's in a bag for like a couple of months, I think. So if it is alive, I wouldn't be that surprised, because it's not, you know, it's not like a normal plant. They don't just grow on the ground. It grows from things in the air. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope that this clears up the water maybe, and does well. That's the type of filtration I'm using here, is or the type of filter sponge I'm using in this filter is the this stuff up here. So I got that for like $13, and I'll be able to use it all over whenever I'm setting anything up, which shouldn't have to set up stuff as often now, since I won't be taking in turtles like I was. Okay guys, so now I'm going to be adding the same stuff into this aquarium, and this really is a problem, because you can actually see particles floating around this tank quite a lot. Reason for this is because I haven't changed the filter in like forever. Reason for that is because the plants. So there's so many plants in here that all their roots grow onto it, and then I can't really change it. So I'm only going to be changing this side, because this side is essentially impossible. You know, there's this huge plant, but it's not even that. It's all these pothos that are coming down, and they're just completely entangled in the one there. So I'm not going to be messing with that, but I am going to be messing with these. So I'll set all the plants out here and all the old stuff and whatnot. I'll get a tub or a bucket to put the old stuff in, and then I will cut pieces of that to put in. This was pretty simple. There wasn't a ton of roots on the filter cartridges that were in there before, so I just took everything out and then put everything back in, and I tried to rearrange the plants more properly. So here looks pretty much the same. Put everything back, got everything back in, and as you kind of saw, I even used a little bit to plant a plant, which I think I might start thinking of that idea for a aquaponics project over there. Maybe I'll use that as the substrate for some of the plants over there. That might be kind of cool, but as you can see, the messing with it made it worse, but it should get a lot better with this finer filter stuffs, and it should look a lot better. And here it is. It did end up looking a lot better, but this is also after a water change that I think I did a couple of days ago. So that and the switching of the filter really cleared this tank up and made it a lot brighter than it was before. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, like down below. If you have any comments or concerns, put comments below, and if for more content, then I hope to see you in the next video.